The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
Welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen. Sunday night, RFC NextGen K&N Series on tap. 5 minutes left here in happy hour. There you see the countdown to green. That is for our qualifying session. So we'll drop that out of the way. Get some business out of the way as well. Your point standings coming in to tonight's race. K.D. Osmond still on top of the leaderboard. Troy Radford right there behind, just 15 points. Gordon Larson Jr. in tow, 48 points behind. Brian Mescal Jr., multiple-time winner this season, but he finds himself 94 points behind your leader as of right now, K.D. Osmond. So things are a little bit interesting out there on track. Seen a lot of drivers out there struggling to find that grip. The rear end of the cars do seem to be just a little bit tail happy, but trying to put the power down, get around these corners is a task of its own here at New Hampshire Speedway. I mean, the corners are long, but you still cannot put the power down the way that you would like to, or the way that you think you can. Matter of fact, looking at the timing and scoring right now, looks like Chris Medford is sitting on top of the scoring charts. Roy Hyde in the 00 sitting in second on the speed charts as of right now. K.D. Osmond, your points leader, sitting third on the speed charts. Troy Radford, Tyler Hilton, Jeffrey Vandervoort, Eric Blount right there in seventh. Brandon Medford, Brandon Hartwell back at the track once again after not being here for a race or two. Glad to see him back. Cody Terry also rounding out the top 10 on the speed charts as of right now in happy hour. We're going to have to check to see why Oh, why? That is not doing what it should be doing for us, but we'll take care of it other ways, no problems there. 2.5 minutes left remaining. Let's see who's out there on track. Let's see if we can find anybody. Looks like Brandon Hartwell. We'll give him a little bit of TV time, show him some love since he's been gone for just a little while. See who else we can find out there on tracks. Looks like the 14 of Corey Walters also out there shaking the car down in the last few minutes here in happy hour. Down to just about 1 minute left here in happy hour before we get set to switch things over for qualifying. So action is at hand. Great shot of that double O of Roy Hyde. Most of these drivers will begin to make their way to the pit lane as qualifying getting ready to get underway here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Just a tick over the mile mark in the length, 1.03 miles to be exact here. And air temperature, not so bad. Cool, 65 degrees up here. Also, track temp a little bit low for these drivers, so grip going to be available to them. 95 degrees is your track temp as we get set. Yellow flag will fly here on happy hour. Then we will wait for the green flag to be displayed to begin our qualifying here in the RFC NextGen K&N Series. Yellow flag out, cars on pit road. Green flag in the air on qualifying. We'll have to wait, see who is feeling the froggiest, who wants to get out there first. Looks like possibly the 82 of Tyler Hilton. He's going to jump out on track first, so we'll jump out there. Oh, big moment for Tyler, so we'll let him regain his composure as Brian Mescal Jr. out there on track now, coming around. Very tough blend line here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Got to come all the way around. Very tight exit to get yourself wound up and ready to go. Nobody with a timed lap yet, but Brian Mescal Jr., Jeffrey Vandervoort, Eric Blount, Tyler Hilton, Corey Walters, Damon Cox, Chris Medford, Brandon Hartwell, all out on track, putting down a timed lap. So qualifying off to a furious pace here early from New Hampshire. Man, that thing looks like it's just sliding around a little bit on Mescal Jr. as he entered 3 and 4 there. That's going to hurt his time. Going to cross the line, good enough for third with his first time lap. Chris Mefford is sitting on top of the provisional pole right now with a 30.789. There you see Brian Mescal Jr. almost a half a second back with his first time lap. Nobody knocking Chris Mefford off with their first time laps. Corey Walters slotting in 6th, Tyler Hilton in 7th. Oh, and Brian, big moment. Oh, contact with that inside wall. That's going to hurt his chances at a pole position. We'll jump back now with the 83 of Brandon Mefford really high in 3 and 4. That's going to cost him big time on his first timed lap. Chris Medford still sitting on top of your provisional pole. And it doesn't look like the secret. Whoa, little bit of some tire slide right there coming out of 2. Brandon doing an excellent job hanging on to that machine. Chris Medford sitting in first, still Tyler Hilton second, Brandon Hartwell third, Jeffrey Vandevort fourth, and Eric Blount in fifth. Brandon Medford gonna cross the line that time by. Where's he good enough? Good enough for 9th position. So now we will jump out there with the 49 of Troy Radford as he begins, well, he's going to shut her on down after getting 2nd position. So let's see who else is out there. Cody Terry in his 22 just now beginning his timed laps. So Troy Radford very, very close to taking over that pole position, but just not able to do it. 6.5 minutes remaining here in qualifying for the RFC Next Gen K&N Series. Tonight's St. Jude's Children's Hospital 150 here from New Hampshire Motor Speedway, live on Turn 3 Racing Network. Cody Terry back down the back stretch. Let's jump on board through this final corner of Terry's qualifying, and he's just going to go ahead and shut her on down. So we'll jump away from that. Let's see if anybody else is out on track. Doesn't look like anybody is out there turning a lap. We have about half of our drivers turning in a timed lap, 11 actually putting down some laps, and we've got a few more out there yet to qualify. We'll have to wait and see if they decide to hit the track, or if we're done with our qualifying. If that's it, we'll give some of these drivers a little bit of time to think about it, wonder if they're going to do it or not. Sometimes these decisions come down from the pit boxes a little bit late. Looks like we do have one driver sitting at the end of pit road. Damon Cox, he's down there. He's thinking about it. I'm just not sure he's going to do it, but he is right there waiting on the signal to go. 5 minutes remaining, halfway through qualifying here tonight for the RFC Next Gen K&N Series St. Jude's Children's Hospital 150. 150 laps around this 1 mile track here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And these K&N Series drivers gonna have a battle on their hand with their braking points. A lot of drivers utilize different markers, different areas, different strengths when it comes to the braking points here on your short tracks, and this is a bit of a tricky one. It can be very misleading about how much speed you can really carry into the corner. Corners are slightly banked, but you're not going to be able to lean on that track as much as you would like to, as much as you would hope to. So yeah, it's really tough to make sure you get the car woed up without tearing up that right front. And it's really hard to put the power down coming out of turn 4 and turn 2 without ripping up that right rear. So you got to be extra careful in your driving strategy. And well, as we hit about the 3.5 minute mark, we're going to step away for, well, what some may see tonight, but what a lot hope they don't. New damage model here on the K&N Series cars on iRacing.com. So we'll step away for just a brief minute, give you a little glimpse at what you might see ahead tonight.
We got big time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're going to lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage. Looks like your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane. Press and hold your reset button and we'll come and get you.
Thanks for coming back through our quick commercial break. No drivers going to be hitting the track for qualifying, so that 84 of Chris Mefford will walk away with the pole position here today for the New Hampshire. For tonight's race at New Hampshire, the St. Jude's Children's Hospital 150. With that being said, we're going to head on down trackside for the singing of our national anthem. Please join me in saluting this great nation's anthem as we head down trackside.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Back here after our national anthem to get things started off at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Your starting grid looks a little something like this. Row number 1, pole sitter, the 84 of Chris Medford. Followed close to his outside will be the 49 of Troy Medford. Row number 2, the 82 of Tyler Hilton, followed by the 88 of K.D. Osmond. Row number 3, the 83 of Brandon Medford, and the 5 of Brandon Hartwell. Row number 4, the 21 of Jeffrey Vandervoort, and the 6 of Eric Blount. Row number 5, the 33 of Brian Mescal Jr., and rounding out your top 10, the 14 of Corey Walters. Row number 6, the 01 of Gordon Larson Jr., followed by the 00 of Roy Hyde. Row number 7 here tonight for the St. Jude's Children's Hospital 150, the 17 of Alan Westman, followed by the 08 of David Schmidt Jr. Row number 8, the 57 of Damon the Unicorn Cox, followed by the 38 of Derek Robinson. Row number 9 here tonight, the 98 of Thomas Light, followed by the 76 of Chuck Mobley. Row number 10, the 8 of Kendall Levron, followed by the 45 of Douglas Wasaki. Row number 11, the 71 of Jason Edmonston, and the 44 of Adam Novak. Row number 12, the 22 of Cody Terry, and the 3 of Michael Massengill. That is your field for tonight's race. My, oh my. Oh, please don't start this to me. Why, oh why. And this is not good at all. Please bear with me 1 second, folks. I'm going to try to get this worked out really fast. Had a little bit of an issue earlier, thought it fixed itself. Obviously, it is not. Things are not looking very good for us, so bear with us. Let me try to fix this up real quick. We will be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for hanging on with me. Do think I've got it worked out. Looks like there's a few particular drivers that if I am clicked on their name, the system does not like it. So we will try to get everything worked out here with all of that shortly. Possibly something going on with the new build. We are under caution here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Caution coming out on lap number 12 out of 150 here tonight. And sorry if you can hear the keyboard. I have to reset some things and try to keep things going and all this and that. So, yeah. Anyways. Whew. Goodness gracious. Do apologize for all of that. Yeah. Worked through it as always. Thank you very much. Thank everybody for... Yeah, Roger had some issues, and it looks like there's two particular drivers. If I happen to highlight their name on timing and scoring, the everything goes nutso. So we'll be able to get those guys in on camera shots. Yes, I was typing. That's right. Absolutely. Oh, my Lord. Never a dull moment here at Turn 3 Racing Network with, well... Dave up here in the booth. I mean, you know you're always going to get something to laugh at, something good. You're going to get some great racing action. So a little bit of everything, a one-stop shop here tonight on Turn 3 Racing Network for the RFC NextGen K&N Series. Live from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And yeah, didn't quite catch what the caution was. We were coming back into the session. While the caution was taking place, looks like we still have all of our drivers. Scratch that. Looks like Chuck Mobley and Kendall Levron did not grid, so it looks like they're behind the wall right now. Adam Novak with an extended stay on pit road. Doug Wasaki also long time on pit road. Gordon Larson Jr., Jason Edmonston. All of those drivers having a little bit of issues. They have already been on pit road. Back off, rejoining the field. So, yeah, that's it. So, I mean, you get, exactly, man. I mean, you get to laugh because I do things stupid. I say things stupid. And, I mean, there's something always going on here. Something always going on. Whether it's great K&N action, got some IndyCar action, some Formula One style action cars, Cup Series, live from the cockpit. I mean, we got everything over here. Absolutely everything. Your race leader, the 84 of Chris Medford, was your pole sitter for tonight's race, the St. Jude's Children's Hospital 150. He still maintains the race lead. Pace car lights are off as it makes its way down the backstretch. Katie Osmond, your points leader, just to his outside. How will this restart go? How will things shake out? Pace car bringing this field around these long corners. Restart box in. Medford nails the gas. Green flag in the air. Troy Radford with a great start. Katie Osmond not off to a good start that time. Back down into 1 and 2 side by side for a second. Now looking for the race lead is Troy Radford as he is digging on the bottom right there at the left rear quarter panel. Side by side into 3 and 4. 3 wide now for first. off of turn number 4, and Troy Radford moves to the point for the first time here today. One of our on-board camera shots right there from the 84 of Chris Medford. Do appreciate his whole crew for allowing us to put those great shots on the car for you out there tonight. Whole entire field is pretty much stacked up with each other. Everybody in tow, everybody within striking distance. Should any of these drivers make a mistake, very, very long line of cars all the way around this racetrack as Katie Osmond in the 88 digs on the bottom, now looking for the race lead. He gets to the top and he is gone, off to about a half a car length already in front of Troy Radford. Now digging on the bottom is Chris Medford and Tyler Hilton. Tyler Hilton trying to take the position away. Brian Mescal Jr. now falling way back to 8th spot. Was all the way up there in the 3rd and 4th position. He has lost a little bit of ground here in the into the wall just a little bit. There's Chris Medford down the back stretch. That's going to ruin some of his car. There you see a little bit of the scrapes, and he is pretty loose getting into the corners. Gonna have to keep our eye on him. Oh, big moment there for Katie Osmond up at the front as well. Tyler Hilton going by Brandon Hartwell. Hartwell sliding on entry all the way through the center of the corner. My goodness. And I tell you what, while we've got a chance, while we've got the opportunity, why not go ahead and get one in now when the timing is right, when all else fails, do what you do. Why don't you go ahead and turn it up one time? Man, oh man, gotta love it. Love the camera shots. Thank each and every one of you behind the scenes out there at Turn 3 Racing Network that help us do what we do and bring these great camera shots out here to all these fans of these great race car drivers out there. Nice looking paint schemes. That Menards number 6 for Eric Blount looking nice and clean, sharp. But up at the front, these two have not stopped battling just yet. Katie Osmond took the lead. Troy Radford has not let him relax one bit since, big moment sideways off of 4 is Osmond, as Radford still looking to take over that race lead. Ooh, big time moment once again going into 1 and 2. Now Radford has the preferred position down on the bottom, side by side down the back stretch for the race lead. Down into turn 3, still side by side. These race car drivers not giving an inch, all within a half of a car between them, and still side by side drag race down the front stretch. Looks like that lap's gonna go to KD on the outside, still digging Troy. Now gaining a little bit of an advantage on corner entry. Does he have enough to make his way by that 88? Not just yet. They're still going to be side by side in turn 3. Your race leaders battling side by side still for the 3rd lap straight. Now drag race to the line. Give the spot to Katie Osmond again. As Osmond slots his 10th lap, led Radford trying to get his 2nd. Great drive off of the bottom of the corner that time on exit of 2. That's going to give Radford a little bit of an advantage down here in 3 and 4. Is it enough to pull the slide job? Not quite yet, but that makes the 88 run very high, a little loose on exit. Radford's going to beat him to the line, but he is not well and clear just yet, and that has brought the 82 of Tyler Hilton right up here to join this battle. Just behind him is the 5 of Brandon Hartwell. So as these 2 drivers begin to battle, it's going to be a 3-car battle, and who knows, that 4th car, Brandon Hartwell, he may get up there and make this a 4-way battle for first position as you see the 88 dig back down to the bottom. Side by side drag race once again to the line. Give that lap to Osmond once again on the inside, digging Troy Radford, forced outside, running that higher lane. My goodness, this is the battle that's just not going to go away. I think it's pretty much here to stay until we see a caution or green flag pit stops. These 2 drivers putting on an excellent display of talent, getting into the gas, staying off of the wall, staying off of each other. Great job out there by those front 2 drivers. Tyler Hilton right there in tow should somebody make a mistake, and look at that. There's that 5 of Brandon Hartwell. But look, just in the distance, there you see him. 5th car back, that is the 84 of Brandon Mefford. He was the fastest driver in happy hour, was your pole sitter for tonight. St. Jude's Children's Hospital, 150. So look for him to make his way back up to the front and make his presence felt. Gonna go back through the field as we've got a few small tanglements going on back here throughout the field. 7th place, there you see him, Eric Blount. He's slowly closing in on that 83 of Brandon Mefford. Brian Maskell Jr. having to deal with David Schmidt Jr., Jeffrey Vandervoort, as Brian just kind of moves to the inside, letting people by, trying to see if we see any damage on that 33. That AC Delco Superman Chevy Impala looks to be free and clear of any damage, so maybe just biding some time, not wanting to battle it out just yet, as we are 32 laps in. And I think we're going to have to get some confirmation on this lap count when we can. Hopefully the timing and scoring, excuse me, is giving us the accurate lap count here. Side-by-side battle now with Damon Cox trying to make his way by the 33 of Brian Maskell Jr. Nothing going on up at the front. Katie Osmond has stepped out to a 2/10 second lead over Troy Radford. Tyler Hilton still in tow. Brandon Hartwell right there, as well as Chris Mefford. Brian Maskell Jr. continuing to fall through the field all the way back to the 15th position now, as the 00 of Roy Hyde has just went by him. We will rejoin the battle up near the front of the field as Troy Radford now under pressure for that second spot by Tyler Hilton. Tyler digging on the bottom. He's going to take that position away, no problem. Now Radford digging, trying to stay in front of that 5 of Brandon Hartwell. And Brandon, he is not one to roll over lightly, so to speak. So I tell you what, let's go down with our onboard camera here on board that 5 of Brandon Hartwell. You heard the checkup almost into the right rear of that 4. And now that's going to put Brandon Medford just to the inside of Brandon Hartwell. See just a slight hiccup on that gas, and you can find yourself under attack from a driver just behind you. Troy Radford still under fire now from Brandon Hartwell and Brandon Medford. While these gentlemen have been fighting, that has allowed, Chris Medford and Brandon Hartwell, that has allowed Brandon Medford in the 83 to close in the distance. Now he is right here battling with your top runners. KD Osmond, though, this man right here, look at the gap. 0.7 of a second. You don't, when you say it, you don't think it looks that big, but look at the distance right there, and you still see him digging off of the corners sideways, that tail whipping in the wind. My goodness, Katie getting the job done there, not relaxing one bit just yet. Still green flag racing as Katie Osmond makes his way around this 1 mile track. Tyler Hilton in tow, just about a half a second back, another half a second back to get to the 49 of Troy Radford. Then you go another half a second. It seems like there's a half-second stagger through about your top 6 drivers on track as they run right now all the way back through 6. Brandon Medford about 3 seconds off of your race leader, but only 2/10 off of the driver in front of him, Eric Blount, 1 second behind him. This field has begun to get a bit strung out here as Doug Wasaki in his 45 machine, he is going to be in danger of going a lap down here very shortly. Sits only about 3 seconds in front of your race leader. So that just lets you kind of know the speed that Osmond is laying down out there lap after lap, not giving in, not giving up. And Tyler Hilton, I tell you what, he has been a man on the move as well. He has slowly closed that distance between himself and the race leader. I would probably say you could look for Hilton to be right there battling for the race lead within the next 5 laps or so. Green flag pit stops possibly looming in the air 10 to 15 laps from now, so we'll have to keep that in mind. Keep that the tire and fuel strategies in mind as we begin to work lap 43 out of 150 here tonight for the St. Jude's Children's Hospital. 150 laps here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, live on Turn 3 Racing Network. Thanks for joining myself, David Worrell, up here in the booth, bringing you all of the calls on the racing action on track out there tonight from the RFC NextGen K&N Series on iRacing.com, world's #1 racing simulator. As your race leaders battle amongst themselves up in the front, there you see a wounded Doug Wasaki, his 45 machine, a little battered and beaten on that right front. He is going to have to try to stay on the lead lap any way that he can. Although, if he does go a lap down, he will be scored the one and only car still running. That is a lap down, so a little bit of silver, what is it? Silver lining, and yeah, I don't know that saying. I shouldn't even tried that. Yeah, we'll just forget it, that whole thing. The 88 of Osmond still leading tonight's race. 28 laps in the bank for him. He's trying to add to that total, but Tyler Hilton right there on his heels, trying to come up and take that top spot away. Doug Wasaki still on the lead lap, fighting hard to stay on that lead lap. Osmond looks to the inside. Wasaki goes to the top of the track, letting your leaders by. Gentlemanly thing to do. Down and away those top two go. And now Wasaki going to be looking for one of those dreaded yellow cautions to come out, help his situation. Troy Radford down into turn 3, not gaining too much time on your race leader, still 1.5 seconds behind KD Osmond, as he has once again took control of the field, and that is all she has wrote. Looking through timing and scoring, looks like the 00 of Roy Hyde and the 57 of Damon Cox, they are on the move through the field. Looks like they're 13th and 14th respectively after starting a little further through the field. And looking at that timing and scoring, few other drivers going to be in danger of being put a lap down here very shortly. Adam Novak, Thomas Light, Jason Edmonston, all very, very close. There you see him going through the center of 3 and 4. So these top two drivers going to be on them pretty quick. Going to jump back to a couple other battles out here on track with Eric Blount in the 17 of Alan Westman. Alan coming up through the field. Good run so far here this afternoon for Allen, currently running in the 8th spot. Started in 13th, fell back to 15th at one point in time, but he has found a way to make it back up through the field, running in the 8th position. And there you see cars going around the lap machine of Doug Wasaki. So things starting to get a little bit dicey as you get through the field, working your way through the lap traffic. Alan Westman putting the power down, looking good on corner exit, trying to get up and work his way inside of that top 5. Going to go a little bit further through the field, bring you some action going on back here. Looks like Brian Mescal Jr. slowly trying to close in on the 3 machine of Michael Massengill. Just in front of them is Derek Robinson. Damon Cox's Brandon Hartwell has hit pit road. Driver running inside of your top 5, he has hit pit road. Gonna keep our eye on this pit delta. It looks like, try to keep an eye, see if it looks like it's a normal stop. Everything seems to be okay. Jack is down and away, and he is making his way off of pit road. 38.5 second pit delta for Brandon Hartwell. So that is going to set the benchmark for the rest of your front runners when they decide to hit pit road. Tyler Hilton leading the field now as your race leader. Katie Osmond has decided to hit pit road. Hilton on pit road. Radford on pit road. Chris Medford now going to assume the race lead, trying to keep our eye. And oh my goodness, look at that 37.4 second pit road delta for KD Osmond, almost a second quicker on and off of pit road. As there you see Osmond coming back out in front of your race leader right now, the 84 of Chris Medford. So that is going to go a long, long way for Osmond as Medford's going to hit pit road. Well, Alan Westman hits pit road. Corey Walters staying out on track now with Cody Terry, Roy Hyde, Derek Robinson. Looks like Michael Massengill and Brian Mescal Jr. both going to stay out on pit road, out on track as well. Doug Wasaki able to get himself back onto the lead lap, but he is still yet to pit. So he has about 10 more laps that he can go than the rest of the field before he's going to have to hit pit road. So look for him to try to extend this, try to search for that caution as we stay under green flag conditions. Derek Robinson and Michael Massengill hit pit road this time by. So that is going to put Corey Walters at the point. Cody Terry in second, Roy Hyde third, Brian Mescal Jr. fourth. Fifth place, Thomas Light yet to hit pit road. Jason Edmonston, Adam Novak, all of those drivers, your top 7 yet to hit pit road. Now Corey Walters heading on down pit road. Cody Terry off into 1 and 2. Now leading this race. Corey Walters, Brian Mescal Jr. both hitting pit road this time by. That's going to leave man on screen, the man at the point, the 22 of Cody Terry, Roy Hyde, as well as Thomas Light. Those drivers yet to hit pit road. Jason Edmonston, Adam Novak also join that group of drivers not hitting pit road just yet. Edmonston and Novak, they can go about 10 laps further on fuel before they have to pit. Going to be interesting to see here when Cody Terry decides to bring that 22 machine down pit road. Not going to do it this time either. Roy Hyde lurking in the background hits pit road this time by. That leaves only 4 drivers now yet to hit pit road. Thomas Light staying out on track. Looks like nope. Thomas going to be hitting pit road this time by as well. Field getting all sorts of mixed up here through green flag pit stops. We'll jump back with the 88 of Katie Osmond as he's got a 1.7 second lead over Tyler Hilton. That was a lot closer before those pit stops, but if you remember, Brandon Hartwell lost a whole second just on and off pit road to that 88, so we'll keep our eye back, see how far back Brandon ends up, how much that 1 second translates to as far as on track time, as we are inching closer and closer to halfway here tonight for the St. Jude's Children's Hospital 150. We are working lap number 61 out of 150 here tonight. 90 laps left to go before we crown a race winner. And man, things have really got shaken up. Jason Edmonston still staying out on track, now being passed by Katie Osmond for the race lead. So Jason gonna be way behind the 8 ball when he finally hits pit road. Himself and Adam Novak still out on track. Novak being scored in the 4th position. And Brandon Hartwell, man, he went from about a 1.5 off of the race leader to almost 8.5 seconds. So that little bit of time on and off of pit road can translate into a ton when it comes back to on-track time. Osmond's closest competition, second place runner, the 82 of Tyler Hilton, 1.2 seconds back. Here's Tyler as he's digging, trying to get back up there Third place runner Jason Edmonston yet to hit pit road. In fourth place, Chris Medford and his 84 machine. Running in fifth, yet to pit, the 44 of Adam Novak. Great run by him. Looks like Edmonston and Novak gonna hit pit road this time by. So that's gonna be well free and clear as the cars begin to cycle their way all the way back through the timing and scoring. It looks like now Gordon Larson Jr. in danger of going down one lap, as we have got quite a few cars being scored a lap down at this point in time. 24 cars showed up to race here tonight. We've still got 22 out there running. Chuck Mobley in his 76, as well as Kendall Levron in the 8, unable to get their cars out there on track tonight. They both will be scored well behind without making any laps out there tonight. Derek Robinson 2 laps down in 22nd, then all the way from 15th to 21st, down one lap. Michael Massengill running in the 15th position, right there on the cusp of being put. The first car 1 lap down right now is Gordon Larson Jr., but you see him just out in front. Michael Massengill in danger of going a 1 lap down, and we are not halfway through this thing just yet. Looking through the field, looks like Roy Hyde has found a little bit more pace out of his 00 machine. He is now knocking on the door of the top 10. David Schmidt Jr. just off in front of him. Then a bigger gap to get to that 9th place runner, Corey Walters. But once he gets there, there is a ton of positions to be made up. So Roy Hyde in the next few laps has potential to make a tear, make a run up through the field towards the end of tonight's St. Jude's Children's Hospital 150, live here from New Hampshire Speedway. And I tell you what, while we've got a minute, I've got to get something to drink. So we're going to step away for just a minute on the mic. We won't go anywhere. You won't miss any of the action. A little top-bottom racing action here on Turn 3 Racing Network. And as promised, not missing any of the action. We already did enough of that. Already had enough commercials up at the front of the broadcast. Do want to say thank you, and I appreciate each and every one of you sticking it out through the problems, through the technical issues here with myself up here in the booth. Thank you once again for staying and sticking it out with me. Do appreciate it each and every night. You come join us here on Turn 3 Racing Network. But man, KD Osmond putting on a clinic out there with green flag pit stops. Looks like he was one of the fastest drivers on and off pit road. But just as I say that, hats off, my man, to your pole sitter for tonight. The 84 of Chris Medford. He was actually on and off pit road faster than anybody else with a 37-second flat pit delta time, and that is absolutely moving. Almost a half a second faster than Katie Osmond and Tyler Hilton. Back to that 84 of Chris Medford. There you go, way back in the distance. Almost 7 seconds is the gap between himself and your race leader. And Alan Westman has found himself up in the 4th position. There you see him just now coming off of turn 4 across the stripe. He has made his way inside that top 5. And unfortunately for the driver just behind him right there on screen, the 5 of Brandon Hartwell, that undercut attempt did not really work out in his favor. A little bit slow on and off of pit road, and that has relegated that 5 of Hartwell to a 10.5 second deficit to your race leader. Gonna jump now to our blimp cam, give you a little bit of perspective of how strung out this field is. There you see, that is your race leader out up front, KD Osmond, getting the job done. And let's just go back to the 7th place runner, and we'll do this at the start and finish line for you to get you a better perspective of it. Start finish line there. Jeffrey Vandervoort, half of a lap behind your race leader, running in the 7th position. Do want to take a quick, brief moment and give a big shout out for our aerial coverage tonight. 946 Designs, as well as Haywood Elite Wrestling Club out of Bethel, North Carolina. Shout out to all the coaches and wrestlers out there getting the job done. Kane Bryson walking away with a 1st place medal this weekend. Xander Hill, also another 1st place medal. Eva, heck of a job by Eva. She walked away as the champion in her division as well. My daughter, my little warrior princess, walking away with another gold medal, another 1st place for her in this weekend's Warrior Rumble at RCR. That's right, Richard Childress Racing held just above the Fab Shop, right behind the Race Museum. So great tournament. Hats off to all of the girls and young men that put on one heck of a show out there this weekend. Back to the task at hand, though. We have got about 72 laps left to go here tonight, just over halfway of this race in the books. And we are about halfway through another set of green flag runs as, big moment there for the 83 of Brandon Medford. He moves to the bottom of the racing line. Brian Mescal Jr. in very close danger of going a lap down. Let's go back here with Brian Mescal Jr., Damon Cox, as they have your race leader, Katie Osmond, breathing down there next. We'll keep an eye on this battle, not just for position, but for the lucky dog, and to see who can stay on the lead lap. This is one of your, actually this is the closest battle on track for position, so we'll stick it out right here with this 33 and the 57 as they continue to make their way around this 1 mile. It's a bit of a paperclip, almost a blown up version of Martinsville in my personal opinion. I'm no good at either one of these tracks, so don't take my opinion on anything to do with these tracks. But to me, it looks like little brother and, big brother, little brother tracks. I don't know. Just me. Brian Mescal Jr. still trying to keep himself in front of Damon Cox, all while trying to keep himself a little bit of distance from that sun drop machine, that 88 of KD Osmond lurking in the background. That is your race leader. Just behind him, Tyler Hilton running in the second position, 1.1 seconds off of your race leader. Oh, big time moment there for Brian as he came off a 4 car, got wicked loose on him there, almost into that inside wall. He's able to keep the thing righted in the right direction and keep himself not only in front of Damon Cox, but also in front of your race leader, KD Osmond. Looking through the field a little bit further in front of them, looks like Roy Hyde has dropped a position. He finds himself in 12th. Cody Terry now running in 11th. Going to throw up your running order for you the way they are right now. Still your race leader, KD Osmond, dominating performance out there by that 88 machine so far, leading 58 laps so far tonight. Tyler Hilton in second, Chris Medford in third, Alan Westman fourth. Rounding out your top 5 is Brandon Hartwell. Osmond now making his way by Damon Cox. And now will Damon just allow Tyler Hilton by, or will he put up a little bit of a fight being the first car 1 lap down? But you have to kind of fight hard here right now because your closest competitor is right there in front of you and you don't want to see him get put a lap down, so you can't just kind of roll over. Once the leader has gotten by you, you got to keep on digging, keep on fighting. But it looks like there is nothing that Damon Cox can do right now at this point in time to try to stay with your race leader. Brian Mescal Jr. also trying to stay on the lead lap, and then we've got multiple other drivers battling out for positions in front of them. A cluster of cars that could come into play. Heavy traffic, heavy lap traffic could come into play here late in the race for your race leader, KD Osmond, now leading 61 laps of today's race. And I tell you what, let's go on down to one of our onboard cameras with your race leader. Excuse me, with your race leader, the 88 of KD Osmond. And surprisingly, a lot of wheel movement. You can see those hands moving around quite a bit. There you see pulling back to the right there. That's a little bit of a product of being pushed loose. More than likely, car's a little bit tight. And then it just all of a sudden gains that grip and wants to snap loose a little bit on you. He's doing a good job at keeping the car underneath him, keeping his eye on the driver in front of him, trying to make his way by Brian Mescal Jr., running in the 13th position, in danger of being put the first car 1 lap down. Tyler Hilton still running in the second position now, finds himself almost 2 seconds off of your race leader, Chris Medford. Another 6 seconds back, 4 seconds back from there is where you can find Alan Westman, as Osmond ducks to the bottom this time in 3 and 4, makes the pass well and clear of that 33 of Brian Muskel Jr. Oh, and Damon Cox into the wall. Back in the distance, Damon Cox scrubbing the wall. Everything seems to have been okay and worked itself out for Damon. Tough break for him, though, late in the race, finding trouble scrubbing the wall off of turns number 1. KD still leading the race, still has Hilton in tow. Brian Muskel Jr. not giving up the fight just yet, because he's got positions to be made in front of him should he be able to stay with your race leader. And I mean, Osmond is just, he is on a rail right now. Tyler Hilton also closing in some distance to Osmond. Closed that 2-second lead now down to 1.4 seconds, and that could shrink even further as Osmond's going to begin to work his way into a little bit heavier traffic. But we are on the cusp of green flag pit stops, and these drivers can't make it, I don't think. I don't think Kenneth Osmond or Tyler Hilton, I do not believe either of those drivers are going to be able to make it with just one more stop. I believe they're going to have to stop and then at least stop for a splash and go. I don't believe they're going to have enough if they come down now to fill up the tank. 55 laps left to go. You can get right at, we seen 53 laps out of a tank of gas. But Adam Novak, he finds himself 1 lap down already, close to being a 2nd lap down. And if that happens, then that fuel strategy is going to go out the window for Novak, because he's just not going to be able to make up enough time. It is going to be a tough fight as Novak trying to stay. Only 1 lap down. Ooh, not gonna happen as Osmond looks to the bottom. He's gonna take that spot away. Well, already has the spot, but put the 44 of Adam Novak a 2nd lap down here tonight. Now that gap shrinking yet again, down to 1.2 seconds between KD Osmond, your race leader, and the 82 of Tyler Hilton running in 2nd. Looks like Alan Westman may have just recently hit pit road. Timing and scoring showing newer tires on that machine. Very interesting. Just off in front of your race leader, Jason Edmonston, in danger of going a 2nd lap down. Thomas Light, Troy Radford. Something happened to Troy. He was on pit road for a very long time is what it looks like. Ooh, tough break for Radford. Didn't see what caught him out, but Troy now being scored 1 lap down, running in the 16th position, and he has found himself a hole and jumped in it here tonight. Big moment there for Alan Westman, almost into the wall. Westman being scored 1 lap down. We are looking at the 5 of Brandon Hartwell as he is making his way off of turns 1 and 2, and you cannot even see the race leader. Well, that's because he's about a half a lap in front of Brandon Hartwell. And what has happened to Tyler? Tyler Hilton giving up almost 0.8 of a second that latest lap. Everything seems to be okay with the car, but he gave up a ton of time that last time by. Few drivers hitting pit road. Looks like Jeffrey Vandervoort, Brandon Hartwell coming down pit road for what may be, just may be, the last time. And it looks like Katie Osmond, he will be able to stretch this thing to the end with one more stop. There you see lap cars just in front of him. The 00 of Roy Hyde, last car on the lead lap, just in front of your race leader. These two drivers, the 98 of Thomas Light, 71 of Jason Edmonston, trying to stay only one lap down as your race leader. Gonna hit pit road. Tyler Hilton hitting pit road just behind him. Great job by those two drivers. Chris Medford will take over the race lead. He's gonna stay out yet another lap. We'll wait to see what the rest of the field does. And does anybody have any issues when they hit pit road? That is going to be another big thing to keep our eye on. Looks like Cody Terry staying out on track. Brandon Medford, Corey Walters hitting pit road. David Schmidt Jr. also hitting pit road. Now Chris Medford gonna pull his 84 machine down onto pit lane. Cody Terry will assume the race lead should he stay out on track. Roy Hyde also staying out on track as of right now. A lot of things getting shaken up there. You see a ton of drivers coming on and off of pit road, all grouped up together. Roy Hyde on the pit road this time by Cody Terry, your race leader, still staying out on track. And he has got, well, pretty much the entire field basically a lap down here. Troy Radford digging on the bottom side of your race leader, the 22 of Cody Terry. That's going to put Radford back to being, I think, just one lap down here tonight now, as we are under green flag pit cycles. 8 drivers still on the lead lap as your race leader hits pit road this time by. That's going to give the race lead back to this man right here, dealing with some heavy traffic just in front of him, as he is battling to put the 83 of Brandon Medford, the first car, one lap down. And Roy Hyde, with a big moment, slides way out of the way. Not only gives up the position for the race leader, but gives up the spot to that 83 of Brandon Medford. Jason Edmonston right there in front of your race leader, but he has yet to hit pit road. I don't understand it. Why does it do this to me sometimes? I don't. You like my song? It's a good song. I wrote it myself. Whew. Tyler Hilton doing an amazing job closing the gap under that set of green flag pit stops. Was just a little bit slower on and off pit road, but able to maintain a good gap to your race leader as he is just on that bumper of Roy Hyde. Roy trying to take the spot back away from the 83, but also trying not to slow down the fast charging 82 of Tyler Hilton. Tyler digging on the bottom, coming back up. He is losing a little bit of ground to your race leader with every corner that goes by, that he is not able to get by that 00. Big moment for Brandon Medford, into the wall just a little bit, tail happy off of turn number 4, as Roy Hyde slides up the track in 1 and 2. That's going to give the bottom. Whoa! Hilton a little sideways coming off of the bottom of turn 2. Trying now to dig down into 3 and 4 before he gives up any more time to your race leader. There you see him just off in front. He can be seen, and there is more lap traffic ahead. So Tyler Hilton is not out of this thing, and we've still got 40 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. If anything holds true to the race trends, looks like we're going to have a caution lap within the last 20 laps of the race here at New Hampshire Speedway. That is the average of the last caution, and now it's starting to just do it randomly with any car. Yay. There's got to be... Oh, my Lord. Okay, so let's see if we can't do something else to fix this really fast. We're going to step away for a brief commercial. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere here on turn 3. Well, see, there it goes again. Just when you think it's not going to do it, it goes and does it again. Well, you know what? We're just going to work through it. Seems to be pretty intermittent, and just going to say that it's going to caution on the racetrack. Looks like maybe looking through timing and scoring, trying to see who may be at fault. Not seeing it. Brian Maskell Jr. already on pit road. Not seeing any damaged vehicles out there. Very, very interesting little deal here. So while we're under caution, we're going to step away for a brief moment. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Oh, hi. What's your name? Hi, Marcia. I almost erased you. I was gonna draw a car. You do? But you're a... Well, I don't know. A racing driver? Well, we can make that happen.
back at the track, and with some pit road strategy, the 6 of Eric Blount will take over the race lead for the first time here tonight. Cody Terry right there behind him. KD Osmond will line up in the third position. I am sorry. It looks like the lines are going to be a little bit mixed up here for this restart. We won't fault anybody for that. But a big shakeup with only 34 laps left to go here tonight for the St. Jude's Children's Hospital 150. And why won't you just work? You know what I mean? Like, now trading paint stuff is going nuts on me. Oh, Lord have mercy. Down and away we go. Green flag back in the air here tonight from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Looks like the St. Jude's Children's Hospital 150 having a little bit of technical issues here. Maybe things will sort themselves out here. Whoa, big moment back there. I believe that was Tyler Hilton going for a ride. He's able to corral it, get it pointed back in the right direction. My goodness, big moment for him. Meanwhile, up at the front, Eric Blount maintaining the race lead as we work ourselves closer and closer to the end of this thing. Looks like we're going to have a little bit more issues here for a moment. Things slowly starting to work themselves out. Oh, Cody Terry with a big moment. Oh, that's going to drive me insane until caution is out and Cody Terry is involved. We'll take a look back now with our turn 3 replay. See what happened. Looks like Cody gets a little bit loose. Tries to save it, back across the track, right into that 84. Oh, tough break for Chris Medford, caught up in some late race incidents. It looks like Eric Blount going to be your race leader still. But KD Osmond right there on his tail end. Gonna line up second for this latest restart, and it looks like Eric gonna bring it to pit road this time. David Smith Jr. also hitting pit road. So KD gonna be back at the point when we cross the line. There it is. Put another one in the bag for KD. Yes, you see it says only 1 lap led, but that's because we had to try to do a shutter down, rebooter kind of thing. So, yeah. He's actually got about 70-something, 80 laps led here tonight. Not quite sure what the number is, but he is more than likely walking away with the most laps led award here without any issues, any controversy on that. Looking through the timing and scoring to see what I see as far as fast times, and it looks like Osmond is also going to walk away with the fastest lap here today so far, a 30.724. Closest person to him looks to be Tyler Hilton in the 82 with a 30.772. So about a half a tenth separates that fast time. But that could go out the window here with these late race restarts. We could have a driver put on 4 fresh tires, go out there and put down a blazing fast time trying to take away that fastest lap award. But we have got a good amount of time left here in the St. Jude's Children's Hospital 150, live from New Hampshire Motor Speedway here on Turn 3 Racing Network. 29 laps, make it 28 when we cross the line this time. 27 laps of green flag racing yet to be had when we finally do get this thing restarted here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And that is a ton of time on these tires. That's about halfway through a fuel run. So you're still asking a lot of these tires late in a worn out, rubbered up racetrack to get the grip you need and to get things to happen. Could be a little bit tricky. Cars side by side, ready for the restart. KD Osmond down on the inside will have the field in hand. Back green flag racing once again here from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And away Osmond goes down into turn number 1. No problem. Side by side for second is Brandon Hartwell and Alan Westman as they make their way down the backstretch. Going to give you a little bit different view up here from the spotter stand. We can see a little bit further through the field as they work their way off of 3 and 4. And look at this. Out of nowhere, where did Roy Hyde come from? He is now went from almost 1 lap down to being just outside of your top 5, running in the 6th position. And caution out once again. David Schmidt Jr. looks to be involved in this one. We'll back up one more time here with our turn 3 replay and check it on out. Here you see the 08 just underneath that 14. Gets a little loose down there on the bottom and just a easy little self-spin there. No harm, no foul. Caution does fly, though. That's going to put the field back behind the pace car with K&N Osmond leading the field. Race leaders faking like they're coming to pit road, not actually hitting pit road though. Not sure they really faked too many of the other drivers behind them. Didn't look like anybody was committed or thinking about going down pit road with only 24 laps left to run here tonight in the scheduled 150 lap distance. So crew chiefs and drivers opting to stay on track, believing the track position is more valuable than the fresh tires. So we'll have to wait and see how this strategy plays out, if it works out the correct way for the drivers running inside of your top 5, which looks a little something like this. Man at the front of the field, the 88 of K&N Osmond. Alan Westman running in second. Third place, the 5 of Brandon Hartwell. Tyler Hilton sitting in 4th, and rounding out that top 5 for the first time here tonight, up near the front of the field, the 21 of Jeffrey Vandervoort. So, I mean, a couple of newcomers here late in the race to the front of the field. Alan Westman now going to start outside row number 1. Jeffrey Vandervoort, where did he come from? He finds himself in 5th. Roy Hyde, down a lap at one point in time, now sits in 6th. Corey Walters, also down a lap early in the race, finds himself in 7th. Eric Blount was leading the race. Hit pit road under our previous caution. He finds himself in 9th. Troy Radford, down a lap as well at one point in time, now finds himself back on the lead lap, back inside the top 10. Pace car lights are off. We are set to go back green flag racing this time around. We will have 21 laps left to go. And ladies and gentlemen, as I already told you, with the race trends, you can look to see a caution fly within the last 20 laps of the race. Last 3 races here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Average caution lap, final caution lap, lap number 5. Well, with 5 to go. I'm not sure if we'll have just 1 or 2. I tell you what, anybody out there in the YouTube side of things, what do you say? When do you think the next caution's going to fly? Down and away is the pace car, and Osmond fires off quickly, gets a great jump over the 17 of Alan Westman, who is going to slot easily into 2nd, and now big move by Hartwell down there on the bottom, digging just in. Tyler Hilton and Brandon Hartwell, close quarters racing for 3rd and 4th position, give Hartwell the spot. My goodness, that was very, very close. Big time moment there for Hilton, wiggling down on the bottom. That's going to open the top side for the 00 of Roy Hyde. You are not missing anything up at the front as Katie Osmond has stepped away from the 17. There you see him just off in the distance in front of Alan Westman. Westman not able to close the gap just yet, as these drivers know it is a go time. There is no more give. It's all take. But Westman not able to get up there just yet. 0.3 of a second separates himself from your race leader. We are watching the closest battle on track. 3-way battle for the 3rd and final podium position. Brandon Hartwell has it. Tyler Hilton wants it. Roy Hyde right there trying to take those 2 spots away. Oh, big moment there for Hartwell, getting super loose on exit on the back stretch. That's going to bring Tyler Hilton as well as Roy Hyde back up into the mix, back up into the fray. Jeffrey Vandervoort now sitting in the 5th position, just in front of Roy Hyde. Roy trying to make his way up and around him as soon as he possibly can. We'll rejoin this battle up here at the front. Watch and see if Westman can do anything. And our race leader having some issues there, so we'll stay focused back here just a little bit behind him. Continue to watch this great racing action. And yes, Chris Troy is back on the lead lap, and yeah, I hate to see that happen out there tonight. But look forward to catching you on track next week. You've been having some solid runs here, so we always hate to see a good fast car out of the race, but You know how it is, man. It's racing. Sometimes things like this tend to happen, and this is why we can't have nice things. Still up front, leading the race, that fast 88 Sundrop Chevy Impala of K.D. Osmond has about a 0.3 of a second lead over Alan Westman. And these two drivers, they have yarded the rest of the field. Tyler Hilton, 2.5 seconds back, running in third position. Brandon Hartwell in fourth. Jeffrey Vandervoort holding on to that fifth spot. Troy Radford now making his way by. Roy Hyde finds himself knocking on the door of the top 5 in the 6th position. 14 laps left to go here tonight from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And a relatively clean race. Very few cautions here tonight. I know we have had, a rash of quick cautions here as of late, as we have gotten closer and closer to the end of tonight's St. Jude's Children's Hospital 150, but such can be expected. Tempers start to wear thin, patience start to run out, lap time and time overall begin to disappear. And in saying that, we have now only got 12 laps left to go here from New Hampshire Motor Speedway for the St. Jude's Children's Hospital 150. Brought to you by the RFC NextGen K&N Series here on iRacing.com. You are live on Turn 3 Racing Network. Well, none other than myself, David Worrell, up in the booth, bringing you all the great racing action here tonight from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell on the right-hand side, get notified anytime we go live here on Turn 3 Racing Network. Several different racing series and platforms for you to watch and love and enjoy. Big shout out to all the guys and girls over there working behind the scenes at Turn 3 Racing Network. Big shout out to Roger Muth, Chris Legue, K.R. Stoffus, Rick Hammond, Danny Valenzuela. I just like saying it like that, Danny. Thank you for all you guys do over at the office for each and every one of us. Thank you, fans, for joining us each and every week here on Sunday night for the RFC NextGen K&N Series. And we're now down to 9 laps left to go. And Alan Westman, he is there. He is at the bumper. Oh, no, not right now. Not right now. No, sir, don't need that. Go away. Go away. See, sometimes you can just talk things out of doing what they think they're going to do. We're just going to roll with that voodoo child right there. Alan Westman breathing down the neck of the 88 of K.D. Osmond. Will he use the bumper if he gets there? Alan yet to go to victory lane this season, I believe, in the K&N cars. I could be wrong on that, so don't hold me to it and don't try to fight me over it. I've got a bad memory. So, not looking at the stats right now this moment, but I don't believe Alan Westman has a win in the K&N Series this season. So, trying to make his way to the top spot here tonight, late in the race at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. 7 laps to go. Leaders work their way down the backstretch, and caution comes out. Eric Blount involved in this latest caution. My goodness, heavy. Oh, and more damage. Thomas Light comes in at the end, collects him once again. Let's take this back with our Turn 3 replay. Oh, and just looks like some contact by the 14. Spins that 6 around. Trying to get it fired back up a little bit loose. And, oh, Thomas Light right into the rear end of that 6. That's going to be a little bit rough on an already rough night for that 98 of Thomas Light. However, we will now rejoin your race leader, Katie Osmond, up at the front. What do? You've been out there for a pretty long time on these tires, but you've only got 6 laps to go. Oh, big move at the end to stay on track. Ooh, that was a big okey doke right there by KD. That could have caught a couple of drivers out, but it didn't. My goodness. Once again, thank you, Jags. This is why I love you so much. Alan Westman searching for his 2nd win this season in the K&N Series. I do know Alan's got a few wins throughout the NextGen Racing Series that we put on. Just wasn't quite sure how many he had in this season's K&N Series. Interesting concept here. 5 laps left to go. 4 when we cross the line. We will go back green flag racing before the green white checkered is used, but it will basically be a practice green white checkered, if you will. Pace car lights will go out next time by. So we will have 2 laps of green flag racing left to go here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway when we set this thing back off green flag racing. And should we get a caution before that white flag lap, well, we've got another green white checkered that we can run ourselves through again. So tires could come into play. Tires could end up being a factor late in the race, and we've got issues again. Roger, if you're out there, KR, Chris, if any of you guys are listening, watching, looking, help. I need to get this worked out like ASAP. Not sure what's going on here. Everything else looks to be fine. Just randomness. It's really crazy. Looking at the connection bar, everything seems to be all right with that as well. So I don't have an answer. Don't have an answer. Don't need an answer, because we've got a restart to bring you here. Late race restart, and well, race trends were about on point. We had this latest caution when we had 7 laps to go, so we were right there at that 5 lap to go mark. And well, will this be the last one, or will we get another 1 or 2? And look at this, the 49 of Troy Radford, man, up into 4th spot now. Pace car looking to duck off. And we're green flag racing once again here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. KD off to a great start. Alan Westman, no chance to attack, as Radford digging in that 4th spot. Jeffrey Vandervoort digging in 5th. Roy Hyde just to his outside in 6th. Down and away, no problems, no issues for any drivers. Looks like we're going to be heading to the white flag. Just as I say that, caution's out once again. Brandon Mefford now backed up into the fence. We'll take a look back, see what happened with this latest caution. And looks like a push went wrong there from the 8. And oh, Brandon Hartwell caught up in this as well. Oh my goodness. Let's take another look from the blimp at this one. Oh, and just barely missed it. We'll back up one more time, take another look. You see a big run through the center here. Just right into the bumper, and that spins him right into the wall. Nowhere to go for Brandon Hartwell. Damon Cox also caught up in it. Ooh, tough break here for some drivers late in the race. My goodness. Field working its way around the track for what will be our one and only attempt at a green-white checkered. So we are now into overtime. Pace car lights should be going off this time by. We'll have to just wait and double check, make sure. I believe I am correct though. Maybe? Yes, indeed. Pace car lights are off. Field getting ready to get a double file, and we will kick this thing off for what will be the final restart in tonight's St. Jude's Children's Hospital 150, live from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And my goodness, here we go, halfway down the backstretch. Pace car will make that left-hand turn here. Field will be in the hands of your race leader, the 88 of Katie Osmond. Katie has had a pretty dominant car out there tonight, but you have got a few hungry drivers just behind him. Alan Westman, Tyler Hilton, Troy Radford, Roy Hyde, all right there waiting to pounce, waiting to get their way into victory lane. And Osmond hits the gas, and we're back green flag racing for the final 2 laps here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Close action there going into 1 and 2. Alan Westman with a tremendous start on that outside lane. Is he going to have enough to get there and challenge? Doesn't look like he's got what it takes. Osmond pulls ahead into 3 and 4. Osmond digging down on the bottom, but Westman not going anywhere. Westman right there as the feed begins to freak out and flake out on me. We're going to continue to keep this thing going, call it to the end. Side by side, close racing action between Osmond and Westman. Little bit of a touch through the center of 1 and 2. Osmond to the point, but will Westman get to the bumper? And if he does, will he use it? Not able to get there as K.D. Osmond works his way off of 3 and 4. Back to the line for the race win. Give it to the 88. Alan Westman coming home in second. Third place, Tyler Hilton. My goodness. What a great finish here from New Hampshire Motor Speedway for the St. Jude's Children's Hospital 150. Whew. My. What a night. What a race, man. I tell you what, that was absolutely wonderful to watch. Great to have been a part of it. And we're going to get things set to head down trackside for our post-race interview, so don't go anywhere. We will be right back here on Turn 3 Racing Network.
Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
Thanks for staying with us to the end of this great race, the St. Jude's Children's Hospital 150. We have now been able to catch up with our podium finishers. Looks like we will try to catch a quick word with our third place finisher, the 82 of Tyler Hilton. How you doing, buddy? You got me?
I'm good. How about you, buddy?
Pretty good. You know, I'm pretty good at always catching people talking. It seems like you and Troy, anytime I come to you guys, I always catch you mid-sentence.
Yeah, I was just apologizing to Dale there for that final restart. I kind of jacked him up on the start, kind of lifted his rear tires off the ground a little bit, so made it a little squirrely for him, but he was able to pull through, so no harm, no foul.
I hear you. Well, man, great race for you today, finishing in third. Just tell us a little bit about the race. I mean, it didn't seem like it was too chaotic. Had a little bit of chaotic moments there towards the end, but all in all, a pretty good race for you and that 82 crew.
Oh yeah, this Mission 22 Chevy was great tonight. You know, a little disappointed with third. I definitely think KD and I had the top two cars, but I mean, I'll take it. You know, I think there was a point there mid-race that he and I were 10 seconds ahead of third, fourth, and fifth, so we were just running away with it, and it was a great race by everybody out there. Everybody was very professional, giving us room, and got a little chaotic there at the end, but I mean, that's racing, so yeah, bring it home third, I'm happy.
Well, what's your thoughts heading into next week? Do you think a podium finish is any momentum builder, or does it have to be a win to be a momentum builder?
Nah, I'm taking it one race at a time. You know, obviously I'm not in this one for a championship, just unfortunately due to my work schedule. So I'm just going out there every race and trying to get the best results that I can, improve on myself. And you know, New Hampshire, you know, it's not my best track. So coming out third and having the run that, you know, I had today definitely builds momentum for me personally going into the weeks ahead. So I feel like this tire model and pretty much the damage model that's out there and stuff now all kind of fits my style of racing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We'll see what it's got, but yeah, this Falcon Motorsports crew, all the work that they put into it, and trying to learn lines and better ourselves as a team. That's the biggest help of all. And yeah, to come out with I think 2 cars in top 5, we're pretty excited about that.
All right. Well, once again, Tyler, man, congratulations on a great finish, walking away with 3rd place out there tonight. Before we let you go, though, you want to give any special thanks, shout-outs, anything like that?
Yeah, definitely. First off, to the wife for letting me do this. Falcon Motorsports, the team that we got, Mission 22, all of our sponsors with all the different causes that we have for our other teams as well. KD for running me clean out there. That was fun racing him all night. Wish I could have been there a little bit at the end, but yeah, congrats to him. Dude was way quick, but yeah, and thanks to you up in the booth, man, for all you put on. So you do a great job.
There you have it. There was your parting words from your 3rd place finisher for tonight's race, the 82 of Tyler Hilton. And now we will see if we can't catch in a quick word or two with your 2nd place finisher out there tonight. And that would be none other than the 17 of Alan Westman. You got a copy, bud?
Yeah, I do.
What's happening, Captain?
Oh, not much.
Man, a heck of a race from you. You pulled a fast one on me. All of a sudden, you were up there at the front, didn't know where you came from. You want to talk about a little bit of that, how you got there?
Yeah, we went to that green flag run. I short pitted a little bit, got a few spots on there, was in 4th, and then I think I ganged a few. And there was a caution come out. A couple guys stayed out, and I got in front of a couple of them fast.
Well, man, a pretty uneventful race. We did have a little rash of cautions there towards the end, but all in all, a fairly clean race. What's your take on the racing action out there tonight?
Yeah, it was really good. Tried to make my way through the field from the back. Got there, was just going to try finishing in a good spot. Ended up in 2nd spot. I'm pretty happy about that.
All right, my man. Well, Alan, man, once again, congratulations. Great job walking away with a 2nd place finish. Before we let you go, though, you want to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, anything like that?
Yeah, thank you up in the booth for putting this on. Troy and them guys put this league on. My team, HRL Motorsports. That's about it.
All right, my man. Well, we will catch up with you next week.
Yep, thanks, Dave. See you later.
There you have it. That was your 2nd place finisher, the 17 of Alan Westman. Now on to your race winner. If I can get the shots right. There it is. First time try. Look at that. KD Osmond walking away with the race win here today. And KD, man, you got me?
Yeah, I've got you.
Well, walking away with a race win, you dominated pretty much the entire race. Didn't give up the position once you got it unless it was under green flag pit stops. Did you have any worries there with them late race cautions?
Yeah, that was my biggest worry when that first one came out. I knew if that hadn't come out, I had it pretty much locked up. Tyler could hang with me, but I could start pulling away when I wanted to. But, yeah, once those started coming out, I just, there was nothing I could do about it. Like, I just had to give it my all on the short runs and hope that I was able to keep it in first, which I did.
That you did, and you kept it in first for the vast majority of the race. Looks like you're going to walk away with the most laps led as well as the fastest lap. So hats off for that as well. But more importantly, congratulations on your race win out there tonight in the St. Jude's Children's Hospital 150. Before we let you go, though, KD, you want to give any special shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, I do's, anything like that?
Yeah, as always, my family watching, thank you for broadcasting. You always do an awesome job. Thanks to everyone in this league. Troy, we had an awesome battle going there at the beginning. I hated to see what happened to him. And Alan there at the end. I mean, we were racing side by side. We had a little contact, but, there's no hurt feelings there. It was just good old-fashioned racing.
All right, man. Well, keep those elbows up, and we'll catch up with you at track next week. There you have it. That was your race winner, the 88 of KD Osmond, walking away, obviously, since I said he was your race winner, walking away with the race win here today. And, well, there's nothing left for us to do up here from inside the booth except give you your finishing order so it looks a little something like this. First place goes to KD Osmond and his 88 machine. Alan Westman finishing in second. Third place goes to Tyler Hilton. Fourth place, the 49 of Troy Radford. Fifth place, the 00 of Roy Hyde. Finishing in sixth is Cody Terry. Seventh place goes to the 21 of Jeffrey Vandervoort. And in eighth, the 6 of Eric Blount. Ninth position goes to Damon Cox in the 57 machine. And rounding out your top 10, the 08 of David Smith Jr. 11th spot goes to the 14 of Corey Walters and the 3 of Michael Massengill, finishing in 12th. 13th spot goes to the 01 of Gordon Larson Jr., finishing 14th. The 71 of Jason Edmonston. 15th spot goes to the 44 of Adam Novak, while Douglas Wasaki finds himself finishing in 16th. 17th place here tonight for the St. Jude's Children's Hospital 150, the 98 of Thomas Light. 18th position, the 5 of Brandon Hartwell, and 19th, the 83 of Brandon Medford. 20th position goes to the 84 of Chris Medford, and 21st, the 33 of Brian Mescal Jr. 22nd spot goes to the 38 of Derek Robinson, and in 23rd, the 76 of Chuck Mobley. 24th position goes to the 8 of Kendall Levron, and rounding out the field tonight will be that 8 machine not able to make it to the track for a lap, had some mechanical issues, forced to push it back to the hauler. And well, oh well, that is another one in the books for the RFC NextGen K&N Series here on Turn 3 Racing Network. Once again, thank you for joining us. I know myself and each and every one of the drivers appreciate each and every one of you viewers coming out every single Sunday night to catch some great K&N racing action. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again. Join us when we go back live tomorrow night for OP Racing Super Speedway Series. I will join my good buddy up in the booth, KR Stoffel. So, yeah, until then, we'll see you.